mentioned I've had a chance to be up in Alaska a few times. And I learned in Fairbanks, the University of Alaska Fairbanks rifle team is the best in the country. And I don't know much about riflery. All right, I know Army's good at it, West Virginia, certain schools, and University of Alaska Fairbanks. And I had a chance after doing a talk for their staff, their athletic director took me around campus. He took me to the rifle range, and he showed me where they were national champs. And he talked with great pride about how the object is to be as still as possible. And they learn all these techniques, and they work on it because they want to get the middle of the bullseye. And he said after a while, when they get to be juniors and seniors, because they continue to seek excellence, they learn to pull the trigger in between heartbeats. That's the level they seek. And as a result, they were going to the White House to be honored by the president, as he does for the national champs every other year. And let me tell you about their coach and overcoming adversity in life. Dan Jordan is his name. And he was one of the best shooters, Olympic caliber. And one summer as a student there at University of Alaska Fairbanks, Dan and his girlfriend went rock climbing and had an accident. He fell backwards onto a rock. She was terrified. She called the paramedics. They came out. You talk about sense of humor in times like that. They said, "Are you allergic to anything?" He said, "Yeah, rocks." And they took him in. Well, he was paralyzed. And you know what he did? He could have been a victim. He could have gone, "Woe is me." But he ended up becoming the coach of the team. And he's the only person ever to shoot at the Olympic level as a Paralympian and as an able-bodied person. And he's led them to national championships. You know what? He's also the president of the Optimist Club in Fairbanks. How about that? And because he just will not quit, seeking excellence. How many of you have seen the movie Lincoln? The Daniel Day-Lewis, okay, good shot, is going to win the Academy Award. I came through Springfield recently where Lincoln spent many years before he went to the White House. And I heard a story about seeking excellence. Ironically, where I live now, down in South Bend, the carriage that Lincoln rode as president and was in the night he went to the Ford Theater is actually at the Studebaker Museum in South Bend. The Studebaker family purchased it years ago. You'd think it would be at the Lincoln Museum or in Washington, D.C. at the Smithsonian, but it's in South Bend. And I heard this story about Steven Spielberg. He wants this movie, or wanted this movie to be as close to perfect as possible, as authentic of the time. And so he learned that carriage is in South Bend. He sent a full-fledged audio crew to South Bend. They went in there, turned off all the other things in that museum, put up these audio shields around that carriage, and recorded the sound of the click of the door hinge. And if you watch the movie, the click you hear of that carriage is from the real one that Lincoln rode in. Now, how many of us would know that? But that's about seeking excellence at the very level.